time, but they've improved some since then. What do you seeing from them on tape, and what just your overall impression of A&M as a team?
A&M is a real great team. From experience from last year and the experience from our first game, we just got to learn to just keep them under control. They a great fast break team. They know how to run. They shoot 3-pointers. We got to keep T.J. Starks under control because we can't let him get going. We know he made a real, he made that lucky shot last game. But we just got to keep him under control and just play better defense that we've been playing, execute our game plan.
Does that win feel like a lucky win? If you mentioned that, Avery Johnson used that term, does it feel like they got a lucky win on you guys?
Absolutely. We feel like if you make a fadeaway bank shot off the glass with time running out, I don't think you would make that 9 times out of 10. So I feel like it was a lucky shot, but it's also back on us because we had a lead and we blew it. So I don't fault that. I don't make that as an excuse. I just feel like we just got to play better as a team.
Is this, given kind of the rankings right now and net rankings, that was kind of a costly quad 3 loss at home. Is this something where you feel like you need to steal one back on the road?
Absolutely. Especially from Saturday, our game Saturday, we weren't too happy about that. So, we just going to have to focus our minds in right and take these last few games that we do have, take them very serious, execute them very well, and stick to our game plan with them because we know we're kind of in the same spot we were in last year, but we can make it. We can turn out to have a better outcome than we did. So we just got to focus up.
You talked about that. What's the feeling a few days after a game like that? A lot of disappointment here on the stage, even from Coach Johnson. What's the feeling right now in the locker room?
We all were upset about that, but we know. There's plenty more games to come. We can't sit back and think about one game because we got another game coming in 2 days. So we're gonna talk about it. We talked about it and it's time to move on because you got another opponent facing to face. So we just, been going over game plans, and we just gonna have to play better.
Coach Johnson made the quip after he might have to trick the players into believing they're playing a ranked team every time, just to kind of get them up to play to the level. Do you feel like this locker room needs to be tricked into believing something like that?
Nah, I don't feel like we need to be tricked. I know every guy that's in that locker room, and I know what they're capable of doing. We just, sometimes you have days like that, and I guess Saturday was our day, but I can guarantee you, you'll see a whole nother team coming out tomorrow.
We have time for a few more.
When you do look down, I know every game is important, but you talked about 6 games left, 3 weeks. How much are you kind of looking at? These are must-win games, certain opportunities that you have ahead of you, some quad 1 opportunities at home down the stretch.
Oh, we looking at all of them as a must-win. We know how important they are, and like I said, we kind of in the same spot we were in last year, but we looking for a different outcome. So we just gonna come in and we gonna have to play our hardest. And I feel like that loss Saturday put something in our guys. I can see it in their eyes. So I feel like that's what we're gonna do.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Junior, we'll go ahead and open it up for questions.
AJ, you've already played them once, I know, but you've since then seen them on tape. But what's jumping out right now about A&M?
Yeah, really, regardless of the record, they're actually a pretty good basketball team. They've been, in a lot of games, maybe lose them at the end, but you really just got to focus in as a team what we can do better. Obviously, we'll break down their film. We'll see the last game we played against them, but small things happened, in that game. We had a lead, kind of gave it up, and then we let the guy get in front of us, which allowed him to get momentum, make that shot. Even though it was a tough shot, he was still in front of our defense, which you can't, that can't happen, down the stretch, especially when you're down by 3. You got to keep the guy in front of you. So a few things we'll look back at that game, but we got to focus on what we can do better, as a team, and then we'll handle them on Tuesday.
Given the kind of the net rankings of A&M right now, that was kind of a costly loss at home. How much does this team talk about wanting to kind of steal one back, get one back, on the road now?
Yeah, obviously we're glad we're playing them again after that game. Off the backboard 3, one leg, just a lot of luck. But those kind of games, you don't want to bring luck into play because you never know what's going to happen. You don't want to bring rest into the game. You got to do what you can control. And going into this game, we got to limit our turnovers, knock down our free throws, make sure we know the game plan in and out, study it, not if we're studying it 5 times, we can study it 10 times. Just know what we're doing going into the game. so we can be ready because obviously we don't want to drop this one on the road, and we want to get the back so we can split the series 1-1.
Where you are in the season, does this kind of feel like a must-win game?
Me personally, I know the guys on the team, we feel like all the games are must-wins. We're not really into all the rankings or whatever, but we just feel like we played them once. We feel like we can handle them. We've beaten a lot of good teams this year, so we should be able to go in there. Obviously, we think they're a quality opponent regardless of their record because this year anybody can be beat. You bring luck into play, anybody can win.
Your dad sounded frustrated, disappointed after the Florida game. It sounds like that was kind of the way it was in the locker room. But he made the comment that he may have to just trick this team, the players on this team, into believing that they're playing a ranked team. Do the players need to be tricked into thinking something like that to play up to opponents?
Yeah, I didn't see his comments, so I got to go back and watch, in detail. So I don't want to, state anything, but I just think we have to have better energy level, whoever we're playing. Obviously, maybe Florida, they have the best record, but we don't need to look at the records or rankings. We just need to go in there and treat them, like they're Kentucky, treat them like, because they're really and truly, they have some good pieces. They just haven't been able to pull out a lot of wins, but they beat Kansas State, which they're doing pretty good in the Big 12. So they're capable of, they're being good teams. So we just have to go in there. Don't worry about their records. Just worry about the individual, personnel, our game plan. We need to take care of the ball. We don't need to have 20 turnovers, knock our free throws down, and come back here, with the win.
What is that feeling in the locker room right now after a game, like that, the days after, kind of a pretty disappointing loss?
Yeah, win or lose, you got to regroup, you got to break down the film. Yesterday, we were just focused on, maintain our energy level so we can have a good, output tomorrow. So, shoot some free throws, get some shots up, strength and conditioning work, just making sure we're ready, doing everything we can instead of just not doing anything. We got to bounce back, have a good, 75-minute practice today, and then get ready to get this win on Tuesday because, every game at this time of the year is going to be a big win.
Just to kind of bring it up, a lot of fan frustration too after this last loss. People critical of the starting lineup, the effort, and stuff like that. What do you have to say when fans kind of have some of the frustrations?
Yeah, I think any fan base obviously is gonna have, obviously gonna be mad after a game like that. But we just want all the fans to stay with us. We'll get back on a winning streak. We get a lot of hate. I get a ton of hate, but you just gotta play through it. You can't really worry about that because there is a lot of fans that they'll stick with us. And then when Selection Sunday comes, the fans will be there.
Time for one more question.
Going back to A&M mean anything to you? Or?
To me, it's just another game. It was cool like a few years ago, but now it's just it's roll tide for me. Now I'm trying to get this win. I can hang out with some of them in the summer.
Thank you.